Per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, or PFAS, have been released to the environment in a variety of ways, including the use, spillage, and storage of aqueous film-forming foams, or AFFF. One area where they are found in particularly high concentrations is in groundwater proximate to AFFF use. PFAS are extremely recalcitrant and require extreme conditions to initiate chemical transformation reactions. In general, the techniques capable of destroying PFAS are not amenable to in situ remediation of contaminated groundwater. Therefore, the main objective of this project was to develop a cost-effective, in situ sequestration method aimed at increasing the absorption of PFAS to aquifer material, allowing PFAS-free groundwater to flow away from the treated area. Our method involves the addition of commercially available drinking water coagulants to act as sorption enhancers so that PFAS can be sequestered in the solid phase of groundwater systems. The PFAS tested in this project included the 6 members of the U.S. EPA's Unregulated Contaminant Monitoring Rule 3 list. This list includes 3 sulfonates, perfluorobutane sulfonate, perfluorohexane sulfonate, and perfluorooctane sulfonate, or PFOS, and 3 carboxylic acids, perfluoroheptanoic acid, perfluorooctanoic acid, or PFOA, and perfluorononanoic acid. The coagulants tested included a tannin-based coagulant, polyaluminum chloride, and 2 cationic polymers, polydadmac and polyamine. The 2 cationic polymers consist of repeating units containing quaternary amines. The coagulants in these 6 PFAS were tested on 2 soils. The first, Ottawa sand, is a low organic carbon soil standard, and the second was a natural soil excavated from an Air Force base with historic AFFF use. The test included both batch and column experiments to determine the optimum coagulant and dosage to sequester the PFAS, experiments to determine the long-term viability of the coagulant as a sequestering aid, experiments to determine the optimum delivery mechanism for the coagulant to a groundwater system, and a 2-dimensional aquifer test to determine sorption and any preferential flow in a heterogeneous system. The results of the project indicate that both polydadmac and polyamine were successful at increasing the sorption of PFAS for retention by aquifer material. When exploring the nature of complexation of PFAS with the polymers, it was determined that each quaternary amine on the polymer was an available binding site for PFAS. The binding for the high molecular weight PFAS was very strong. The binding of the complex to soil appeared to be irreversible, and the complex was resistant to biodegradation under natural and enhanced conditions. The sequestration of PFAS to low organic carbon soil, such as Ottawa sand, was less effective than in the natural soil. To address this challenge, we used the polymer coagulants to create a non-settlable suspended powder-activated carbon, or PAC. Essentially, our stabilized PAC took low organic carbon soil and made it high organic carbon soil. This dramatically increased the capacity to sequester PFAS. A patent on this technology has been applied for. The next step in our work is to test our method in the field at contaminated groundwater sites. We look forward to determining the performance of our method to sequester PFAS that poses a threat in the environment.